would you say it's more a lack of knowledge, or would you say it's mostly laziness that keeps people poor?
These days, more laziness. I could see lack of knowledge a bit more 10, 20 years ago, but now more than half the states in the country have a required personal finance course to graduate high school. Like, that's huge. It's a big change in this country. Now, that's a big positive. And now we live in the world of Grok, GPT, Claude, Google, you name it. Anything you want to know, you find out. And personal finance is honestly basic. Like, I'm kind of retarded when it comes to math. It's basic. It's very basic stuff. Like, no, we're not talking like the best insurances to buy. We're talking about paying off debt, building a fully funded emergency fund. So at this point, it's laziness to not find the answer, or it's just, it goes beyond the ignorance to, like, there's something going on and you're just actively choosing not to do it because it's more comfortable to put your head in the sand. It's more comfortable to live that fast food every day, Starbucks every day lifestyle, which is fun. I mean, I get it. For what it's worth, I mean, I will put myself back there with all these guests that are doing it. When I was in college, carefree, going to McDonald's every day or going out with friends and putting that all on credit cards every single day, Chase Freedom Card. It was fun. And I had no stresses. Even though the stress was building, I didn't acknowledge it. It wasn't real. It was something for later, not to think about. And that was fun. It's more stressful to think about money even when you're successful because you're thinking about money. And it's always there. It's always something to figure out. When you're not thinking about it, you're just swiping. That's a great life. Not in the end, but it's a great life in the moment. It really is. So I think it's a little bit of, it's certainly laziness, lack of information, less and less so. And because everyone uses the excuse, well, my parent never taught me. No one's does. Did yours? I don't know.
A little bit, yeah. That's what kind of got me into it. Is like I remember when I was young, actually it was Graham, honestly. Like my dad was telling me, hey, you should like be buying stocks and stuff like that. And so like I kind of like dabbled very lightly. But then it was Graham's videos of like high interest banks. And I was like, how can I make my money that I've saved kind of like grow over time? So it was really just high yield savings accounts was the first thing to everything. But I do agree with you. I think it's mostly laziness and not necessarily knowledge because the knowledge is everywhere. It's not hard to find it.
Yeah, but you have to know to look for it in the first place.
I would. What do you mean to look for it? It's pretty obvious.
If all you ever see is people spending money on a credit card, and that's your entire world, how do you know there's anything more than
so
that?
like what IQ do you think you have to have higher than to be able to say, okay, I am dissatisfied with where I'm at financially. Let me do a quick Google search to see how can I improve
I
it.
just think when it's all you see, it's your entire world. You have no idea what's beyond that world. Let's just say you live in a very poor neighborhood. You've never been out of that district. You don't have a car. All you see is just poverty. How do you know there's anything beyond that?
The same could be...
Well, I mean, no beyond that. For what it's worth, we live in the world where everyone's watching content from all around the world. You know there's a life beyond it. I'll say, I mean, where you were going for a second, I was totally aligned with. When you grow up in bad schools, you grow up in poverty. Yes, it is harder to escape that. The United States isn't perfect for going up to the next class. You know, we're kind of middle of the road when it comes to that. You can get lots of success here, but it's not perfect moving up the reins. But now with everyone being so connected, you see beyond.
All you need is one Mark Tilbury short or one of your shorts to appear on your shorts feed, and then it's like, okay, like,
but it's only once
wealthy,
you start down that path do you get recommended the content. Like I remember when I was making the video about the Roth IRA, explaining it, I knew that people wouldn't know to search for it unless they already were looking for it, and so I made a video on
you had to make
how to be a tax-free millionaire on $5 a day or whatever.
But it
the title
exists now,
was.
is the thing. Back in the day, it didn't. That's why I think now is different than it was a decade ago.
Well, I mean, my thing is, like, if you're going to get your first credit card, we didn't have GPT and all that stuff when I was getting my first credit card. Instead, I asked my parents. If I was 18 today, I would literally YouTube, Google, like, maybe I wouldn't say what's dangerous about a credit card, but I would like, tell me about this credit card. And it would at least tell you about the interest and all. And then I'm like, oh shit, wait, tell me about that interest rate. Because it takes you down those rabbit holes to keep using the service. So
would you agree that if you're motivated to become financially literate, then it exists?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to be motivated to be financially literate.
There we go. The exact opposite of being motivated is to be lazy. And so you're saying then that if you're lazy, that will be a massive obstacle.
It's harder when you don't know what to look for or what you need to even search for.
That is true.
That's absolutely true. But if you're on the sliding scale of like laziness versus knowledge, then like if you're motivated, eventually you'll find out. If it requires a few failures along the road.
I think right now there's like another 100x opportunity that we're all going to look back on today and be like, oh my gosh, if only I knew to search for that. But you don't know to search for that because it's not in our sphere. But 10 years from now, it might be. And we look back at today and we say, oh, I should have done that. I think a lot of people do that with finance. I should have done this had I known that I needed to do that.
It's also harder because, again, we just have so many more resources.
If you just take a snapshot of time right now, I think that there's an abundance of knowledge, information online that can take you.
Less so about the lack of education. A dangerous thing we see time and time again is like the bad education. Because it's not... perfect isn't like trying over and over again, right? It's that, or perfection isn't trying over and over again. Because if you keep trying the same bad thing over and over again, you're going to be perfect at being bad as well. So it doesn't lead to endlessly good results. If your parents are giving you bad information, like, let's say we're in a place that is lower income and everyone is getting their nice cars, what they're prioritizing over getting a nice place and a nice education. And your parents are pushing you to do that. Like, hey, you got to look good. You got to get this car. You got to get this clothes. You got to do this. It's like, that's bad education. That could hurt someone because the kid's very impressionable. Or getting pressured to go get a bad degree, a worthless degree at any school, going into any amount of student loan debt. Like, I don't blame an 18-year-old for that if their parents and student counselors are heavily pushing them. Go to any school you want, to get any degree you want, and borrow whatever it takes to get it. So, that's I don't think that's laziness. I think you can have a bad influence. I had a slight bad influence. I turned 18. I wanted a piano. My parents said, well, the first thing you should do at 18 is open a credit card and max it out to get the piano you wanted. So I did. That wasn't laziness. That was the people that I looked to for the advice giving me bad advice. So it's not just laziness. There's other components to it as well, but there's lots of laziness.
I 100% agree. There's many components to it. We just happen to maybe disagree on the sliding scale.
Now, I'm sure I don't need to say this, but buying a home is usually one of the largest and most important financial decisions you'll ever make. And with rates moving around, it's easy to feel the pressure to act fast. But the truth is, the right time to buy or refinance is when you're financially ready.
That's why today's sponsor, Churchill Mortgage, stands out. They're not a transactional lender. They're a trusted guide focused on helping you build a smart, long-term plan for homeownership.
And what really makes Churchill different is their focus on readiness. They walk you through your entire financial picture and help you understand what you could truly afford, not just what you could qualify for. It's way more than just a mortgage. It's a strategy.
And we've actually had Dave Ramsey on the podcast before, so we've talked firsthand about his philosophy around debt-free living and financial peace. Churchill has been his trusted mortgage company for over 30 years, which says a lot about how aligned they are with that long-term planning.
They also have a 4.9 rating on Google and were named the Newsweek top nationwide mid-size lender based on client ratings. That kind of trust doesn't happen by accident. So if you're thinking about buying a home or refinancing, get a customized plan built around your goals at churchillmortgage.com/coffee.
Again, that is churchillmortgage.com/coffee to learn more and to see what the smarter mortgage looks like for you. This is a paid advertisement, NMLS ID 1591, NMLS consumeraccess.org, equal housing lender.